Welcome to the channel. I'm Justin B. McBride. Behind me is my Jeep Cool Rick, and we are finally talking about all the modifications I made to this thing to prepare for the Pony Express Trail. I just finished the trail. It was 650 miles, 90% of it off-road. That's why Cool Rick is still dirty. Haven't even unloaded the thing, and I want to show you everything that I did to make sure that that trip was a success. Let's get straight to it. To start, Cool Rick is a 2019 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon in Firecracker Red. It has the 3.6 liter V6 with the 8-speed automatic transmission. Now I picked up the Rubicon for the factory front and rear lockers with sway bar disconnect, the 410 gear ratio with 77:1 crawl ratio, the high clearance fender flares, the factory steel bumpers, and the Dana 44 axles. But if all of that stuff, all of those Rubicon stats weren't enough, this Jeep has almost every factory add-on. It has the cold weather package, auxiliary switches, adaptive cruise control, color matched fender flares and hardtop, LED light package, 8.4 display, and the remote start with proximity door handles. Even though this thing is a beast off the lot, I've done a lot to really get it ready for extended overland travel. So let's start talking about all that stuff beginning up front. I started by removing the end caps on the bumper. This can help with approach angle and all that la-di-da, but honestly, I did it for looks. Inside the bumper is the worn Xeon 10S Platinum winch. I have a few videos detailing the installation of this, but let's say it is the best winch on the market. As for peripherals to the winch, I'm running the Factor 55 Haas Fairlead and Ultra Hook. In front of the winch is my 20-inch Heretic Studio LED light bar with an amber lens. Now I prefer amber on my bumper lights because it really helps cut through dust, snow, and whatever other airborne debris I'm destined to encounter on the road or on the trail. I get asked a lot about this tin can looking cylinder on the bumper. It's the Rock Your 4x4 Sherman cap, a dust cover for my air chuck that I don't currently have connected. Up next, everybody's favorite question gets answered: what lift and tires? My lift is the TerraFlex 2.5-inch Alpine RT2 short arm kit with Falcon SP2 3.3 fast adjust piggyback shocks. That's a mouthful. This combo has been fantastic, smooth, articulate, and one of my favorite mods I've made. My tires are 35 by 12.5-inch R17 Falcon Wild Peak AT3Ws. This is my 4th year running these tires. They are spectacular. I mean, not these tires, but this style of tire. They're quiet on the road, they're great in the snow, and they're great on the trail. So honestly, my favorite tire. My wheels are the 1552 Turbomac HDs in block bronze. They have a simulated beadlock, which I normally hate, but I think these look freaking great, and I honestly have no complaints about them at all. Usually with wheels that have a simulated beadlock, I get out of balance with mud and snow. I have not experienced that with the 1552s at all. Thumbs up, best wheel I've had. I love them, they look great, they perform well. What more can I say? Behind my tires sit my Rock Blocks quick release mud flaps in the XL size. A must for Utah because I have been pulled over for not having mud flaps with oversized tires, and honestly, they're just a courtesy to anybody following you down the trail. Let's jump into some of the more overland specific mods I have going on. Up top is the Rhino Rack platform with the RCL low profile legs attached to the backbone system, an absolute must if you have a Jeep because the backbone system helps support any weight you actually put on the roof rack because the roof is fiberglass, so you need that, that internal structure. Attached to the Pioneer platform on the driver's side are the recovery trackside brackets, and then attached to those I have the Max Tracks with the Max Tracks mounting pins. I have my chase lights around the back. They're Heretic Studio BA2s attached to the Pioneer rack using the SL light bar brackets from Rhino Rack. These are simple and super clean, and honestly, I'm thrilled with all of the Rhino Rack goodies that are on my Jeep. On both sides and over the rear windows are my Trail Racks pack racks. These mounts are originally designed to hold rotopacks and act as spare fuel storage, but I have repurposed them to act as kind of a quasi bed rack on the Wrangler, and I use them to carry my shovel and my axe. So both of those are on the driver's side, held in with the K9 axe shovel combo mount. Another thing I get asked about all the time. I picked that up from Equipped Expedition Outfitters here in Salt Lake. You can find the link below as well. And then on the passenger side, I carry my Deadman off-road in the body bag. However, if it's warm enough, I will carry a waterport shower over there as well. To help with water dripping from the JL gutters, as is known to happen, I have the EGR in-channel window vent visors. These are just honestly one of my favorite things to add to all of my vehicles, and they're great when you need to crack the window in the summer and you're sleeping inside the Jeep. At the A-pillar, I have the Z-Roads A-pillar brackets. Clever name for where they're located. With more Heritage Studio BA2s, these are really just ditch lights, if you want to call them that. They're angled about 30 degrees away from the windshield to help catch critters on the side of the road. An upgrade most don't think about, I have the Scrub Blade HD wipers. Yes, I have upgraded my windshield wipers, and I cannot compliment Scrub Blade enough. These are a dream in the snow, rain, mud, and buggy summer conditions. So when you're driving across the plains of Idaho and you have nothing to look at but dead bugs hitting your windshield, these will help scrub them out of your memory. I upgraded the tire carrier to the TerraFlex Alpha HD tire carrier on the back of the Jeep. This raises the spare tire just enough so that it doesn't rub that big old 35-inch tire on the bumper. Now, we need to talk about a few of the not so visible upgrades, starting with my Long Range America auxiliary fuel tank. This adds 17 gallons to the Jeep, and it can transfer fuel from the auxiliary tank to the main tank while I'm driving, just by pressing this little button. An absolute need for completing the Pony Express Trail because I had nowhere else to put any fuel because I repurposed all of those storage racks for other things like a shovel and a land anchor. You know, other necessities. Next is my Genesis dual battery system. I have a full video of this installation, but the short story is it replaces the main and the auxiliary batteries in the Jeep JL because there are two batteries from the factory. One's just super small, and it replaces both of those with two Group 25 batteries. Behind that, and to help with wiring, I have a little bracket that I made with the help from my friends at CBI Off-Road. Now I still have some work to do with it, but the whole idea is it will help clean up the wiring under the hood by managing everything through another fuse block and then taking the auxiliary wiring, which I already have set up this way, and running them just through a simple ring terminal. So now I can add and remove lights easy without having to cut that wire down every time I add or remove a light. Just a simple ring terminal. Before we look at my interior mods and camping gear, let's take a break and talk about this video sponsor, Skillshare. If you haven't heard about it, Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes for creative and curious people like you and me. Skillshare can help you explore new skills, deepen existing passions, and if you don't feel like going outside to get lost in 7-degree winter weather, well, you can stay inside and get lost in creativity. For the last few months, I have been using Skillshare to improve my own creativity. There are a slew of classes on that topic alone, and one of my favorites is a class offered by Nathaniel Drew titled Creativity Unleashed, Discover, Hone, and Share Your Voice. This class has helped me feel more confident in posting to online platforms like YouTube, where we are now, Instagram, where I'm actually starting to see growth again, and even on my new TikTok feed, where I especially feel out of place. So if you are like me and ever felt insecure about posting online, well, this is a great class to check out. Because for a lot of us, 2021 is a do-over year. We can take what we learned from 2020 and just do it better, just without all the binging of series about tigers in cages and things. So it's time for growth. With so much to explore, real projects to create, and the support from actual fellow creatives, Skillshare will empower you to actually accomplish real growth. And they really want you to. So Skillshare wants to help you make this year a year for change. And to the first 1,000 of you to click the link in the description, you will get a free trial of their premium membership. So you can explore your creativity and find your voice online. Okay, join me inside the Jeep now as we talk about all the fun things I've done to help me film, navigate, and communicate while on the trail. Everything is basically based on the 67 Designs track mount. This is what holds my phone, my forward-facing camera, and my Garmin InReach Mini. Continuing with the use of friction arms, I've added even more ball mounts to the Jeep, specifically here on the grab handles. These are all from Carolina Metal Masters, and I believe they're all the 22 millimeter. I think they come in two sizes, 1 inch and 22 millimeter. All of the ones I have are 22 millimeter so that they integrate with all of my 67 Designs stuff. So I'm reworking all of my interior video setup right now, and I want to dig more into this in a future video. But for now, I really like this A-pillar camera. It gives me that really cool, I call it the Top Gear shot, but it's perfectly aligned with the Jeep's existing blind spot. So it still allows me full view of the windshield and the mirror. And honestly, I think it just gives me that dynamic ability to speak while I'm driving. And that's kind of critical when you're making videos about driving. My ham radio mic is attached to the lower dash using the magnetic mic system that I've just honestly bolted into the plastic. I took that whole cowling off that has the power button and AC switches, bolted the magnetic mic to that, and it's in a great spot, and it's perfect for accessing the mic while keeping my eyes on the road because it's magnetic, so there's no more hunting for that funny little clip. Next to that, you can see the iPad set up on another friction arm using the 67 Designs bikini mount. The iPad is connected via Bluetooth to the Garmin InReach Mini, which sits above it with the unit's antenna pointed out the windshield. The ham radio I use is the Yaesu FTM 400XD. It's honestly a solid unit and probably more than I actually need for vehicle-to-vehicle comms, but hey, it's what I have. And you probably don't need it, but it's a good radio. If you're, I don't know, really wanting to get into ham radio, check it out. Way up top, I have the hothead headliners. These help with noise and insulation and act as a great spot to stick my really limited and not so Overland patch collection. It's kind of a small collection. All the way in the back of the Jeep, I have my air compressor. Now, I've talked about this in a future video because it was kind of a half video where I quasi-installed it, and I promised a follow-up and I haven't done it yet. Well, I promise I will do that follow-up. But in short, the compressor sits under my goose gear platform, and then it has a relocation kit. The mount and the kit are both from American Adventure Lab, and that gives me easy access to the air chuck and relocates the compressor intake so that all of the air that the compressor is getting is clean and a little bit cooler than what might be down in the tub. Again, I'll do a follow-up video. I know I need to do it. It's on the way. I just have to take the Jeep apart to do it, and that's a lot of work. Next, I want to show you all the gear I brought with me. I really have been trying to travel lighter, so this current setup is a testament to that. I have made sure that everything sits below eye level, so I can still use my rear view window when I look through my mirror. The first thing I unload when I get to camp is this bamboo table. I'm kind of getting sick of this one. It's just kind of rickety, but I know Dometic has a new bamboo table coming out, and I'm thinking of that as the replacement. If I get it, I'll let you know, but for now, it's linked below. For the Pony Express Trail, because it was so cold out, I kept my water inside the Jeep with one of these classic aqua blue containers that we've all used since Scouts. We all know this. That's what I use. And what good is an adventure without a first aid kit? Since 2016, I've been carrying this Outer Limits Supply first aid kit, and I even had to use it on this most recent trip. Having this is like carrying a spare tire. Like you need to have it. And if it's not this first aid kit, get a first aid kit. Any kind will do. Just make sure you're prepared, because your vehicle isn't the only thing that may have an emergency. This canvas bag, which is currently empty, is what I use to carry my firewood in. It carries about 2 bundles worth and keeps me from getting little slivers and splinters all over in the back of the Jeep that could puncture my mattress or stick in my hand, whatever. Keeps it clean, really worth it. And no Overland tax on this. I found it on Amazon for like 25 bucks, so linked below. My whole kitchen kit revolves around this Zargis K470 case. It has been an absolute dream, and it helps to keep me organized and keep my gear clean and reduce some of the rattle that my gear normally has in the back, because I can fit it all in one box and then, strap it all down and we're good. This gray box on top of my Zargis case is actually my toilet seat. Depending on where I am and what the rules and regulations are of the area, I can use this to dig a hole under, or if needed, I can pack out whatever goes in it, if you know what I'm saying. Inside my Zargis is my Step 22 Stingray. I have honestly talked about these enough. Beat that horse dead. I love them. Video link on those is below. As for cooking food, I use my Tembo Tusk Scottle. I know it's a little overkill and probably a little overpriced, but this really is my main hot food prep tool that I bring with me. I don't even have a jet boil. I should probably get one, but I don't. This is what I bring to cook food. Back inside the Jeep, this is my setup for sleeping and working inside the Jeep. It is all based on the Goose Gear 60% seat delete. I start by tossing my clothes bag on top of the fridge, and this gives me kind of an accessible dresser area while I'm inside the Jeep. To start setting up my bed, I set the passenger seat to vertical and then slide it all the way forward. After that, I roll out the Deep Sleep half mat. This mat is a 5-inch memory foam mattress that fits either the driver or the passenger side of the Jeep, and I honestly need to do a full video review on it. It is spectacular, linked below as well. Love the thing. The mat has a small pump, so I plug that into my Goal Zero and fill up the mattress to about 80% firm, and then I just pull down bedding. I keep all of my bedding in the Blue Ridge Overland Gear attic. I top the mat with my 12-volt electric blanket. This makes sleeping in the cold like sleeping on a heated seat. It's incredible, and I don't have to worry about fumes or any of the other stuff that comes with putting a heater inside of wherever I'm sleeping. An electric blanket, solid way to go, and it's just a basic electric blanket I found on Amazon. Again, no Overland tax here, linked below. On top of the electric blanket goes my 0-degree mummy bag, and then on top of that, my Rumpel blanket. Now let's answer the age-old question, do I actually fit in the back of the Jeep? Yes, I'm 5'10" and I fit back there really well. I would assume anybody up to like 6'2" could fit back there well enough to actually sleep. The key is you need that passenger seat back all the way vertical and then push it as far forward as it will go, and it will really give you quite a bit of room back there. As for my office setup, I keep my backpack with camera gear, hard drives, and whatever else I need to work on just in that remaining seat in the back. Behind that, I then keep my Goal Zero Yeti 500X, charging all of my stuff on what I call my charging station. Basically, all my batteries that I have charging, which could be auxiliary batteries, GoPro batteries, my camera batteries, all of those are Velcroed to the back of the driver's seat. And I've just kind of set that up with some cable management to run to the Goal Zero, and that charges everything while I'm driving. And then when I go to bed, I uncable manage some of it and charge my watch and other things that need to charge while I'm asleep. So yeah, that's basically it for all that stuff. I mean, after all of that, it's just throw some gas in the tank, find a route, and a few days to kill, and go for it. You're an Overlander, right? So I know I glazed over a lot of that stuff, specifically with the interior. And I'm working on getting that completely dialed in, and that's a big reason why I just kind of showed you what I have. I want to go into more detail with that in a future video, but I just really need to get some of the stuff honed in. And yeah, once that's ready, I'll release that dedicated video and we'll show it all off. So that does it for me. If you liked the video, then please like the video. If you have a question, leave me a comment. And if you want to hang out again, make sure to subscribe. Until next time, I'm Justin B. McBride.